Hello, I'm Iman. Welcome to the Complete Blender software tutorial. In this particular part, I want to thoroughly teach you about the process of selecting objects and then effectively working with various objects. Before I start this session, I owe you an apology. In the previous session, I mistakenly pronounced cycles incorrectly. I said circle by mistake, so I wanted to apologize for mispronouncing it. It's the cycles section. Again, sorry if my pronunciation was wrong. Okay, if you press the T key on your keyboard, it will show or hide your tool menu. The first option is selection, so whichever one I click on, it gets selected. And if I want to select all the objects, pressing A will select all my objects. To deselect, use the Alt and A keys and you'll deselect, or you can just click. On your screen, okay, the first option is the same select box and the second option is select circle, which works like a brush when you click it. See? Alright, the next option is like the lasso tool in Photoshop, which lets you select the parts you want. I'll go to the select section. The first option selects everything for us, which is the same as A, and the second option is for selecting, and the third option is actually invert. Means inverting or reversing the selection. I selected both, and then if you press Ctrl I, it will deselect. Alright friends, when I select, or if I select all of it, let me select all of it again. All of these that are selected are shown in orange, and one of them is actually shown in yellow. That means the active object. This object of yours is active. Let's move on from selection to the next section. Pay close attention as we move to the next section. In the select option, the shortcut key was circle select with C, and you can also use the lasso tool. You can select it from this section. Now let's move on to the transform section, which means the next options, move. Remember, I already explained this in the previous session. How do we move it? How does our anchor point and our markers work? Okay, let me open up this section. Transform, it's the same transform. With this option, you can move things around or you can move them from the object itself. To move it, the shortcut key is G. So by holding G, you can move your object or you can position it directly on the tool. You move it along the Z or X axis, or you can move it along the Y axis from here, or from this section you can move it along the X axis. Or from this section you can move it along the Y axis. I said it wrong earlier. The red colored ones are actually positioned on the X axis, and the vibrant green ones are situated on both the Y and Z axes. The particular one that's clearly marked in a distinct blue color. Oh, I sincerely apologize. I told you the colors incorrectly. Please allow me to repeat and clarify. The bright green color represents the y-axis and the bold red color indicates the x-axis. X, as you can see, is how it moves. If you are working with this particular section, it will move along the x-axis. If you were to grab this specific surface along the axis, it moves exclusively along the vertical y-axis, which specifically means moving this particular object either upwards or downwards, a movement that consistently happens when you carefully select the transform tool. The shortcut key for it is G, so if you press G, you can move your entire object. Guys, if I select the whole thing here and for example move it somewhere and then want to reset it back to before, by pressing Alt and G, it returns to the default position. The previous state. The next option is rotate. It's shortcut key. Yes, with R, when you rotate, it actually rotates. In the tool itself, when it's red, it indicates the x-axis. When it's green, it indicates the y-axis. When it's blue, it indicates the z-axis. And when it's white, it means from your perspective, it's rotating. Again, to reset, if you press Alt and R, it returns to the initial state in the rotation section of the transform. And in this section, you can also change the mode and move it. Okay, our next option is scale, which you can activate with the S key, either uppercase or lowercase. With this particular section, you can effortlessly move and precisely work along the y-axis, the z-axis, and the x-axis. There are also several convenient shortcut keys available within these specific sections. Allow me to thoroughly explain this further. First and foremost, let's carefully go back to the comprehensive scale function once again. Actually, when I press the G key to move, I can also rotate it. If I press G and then Z, it moves up. G and Y moves it along the y-axis. G and Y rotates it along the y-axis. G and X moves it along the x-axis. For rotation, you use R, so RX, RZ, RY. These rotated along the X, Z, and Y axis. In the scale section, you can also use S and Z, SY, etc. So the SX moves it along the X-axis, right? Okay, in this particular section, guys, if I want this object or anchor point to rotate based on this, look here. In this part where I am, if I set the origin to the 3D cursor and then select my object in the rotation option, does it move along the anchor point's angle? So now I'm bringing this here. I select this one over here. You see, it moves along the anchor point's angle, right? Now I select this one. For example, I move it along the Y angles or I move it along the Z angles. With this option, you can work with different angles. As you can see, snapping works the same way. It's based on snapping, so you can snap your guides, vertices, edges, and faces. In the next sections, we'll talk more about these together. Okay, let me mention another point if I press Ctrl+C on all of these. These are some shortcut keys. This whole section was for resetting. Let me reiterate this important point. Alt+J completely resets this specific part back to its original default state. Alt+R is used to fully reset the rotation of the selected element, bringing it back to its initial alignment. And for the scale, to restore it to its original size or proportion, the command is Alt+S. That's how you can reset, and you can do it this way. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Hit the bell icon too. Don't forget to like and comment. Rest assured, I reply to every single comment. Thank you for supporting me.